So it's been announced that the sidelined map, Breeze, will be making a long-awaited return to Pro Valorant soon. And with that announcement also came a complete revamping of every major location on the map. Nothing was left untouched, with parts like the iconic A halls completely unusable now. So in honor of the death of the most chaotic and broken map in Valorant, I decided to look back at every single Breeze match in a VCT event and reminisce about the 4 most iconic moments that happened on the old version of Breeze. And through my research, I also found some cool stats that probably influenced the changes that Riot implemented. But before we get into that, make sure you subscribe, as I'm releasing a video all about the longest VCT match in history, so you don't want to miss out on that. Let's get into number 4. So we head into the grand finals of the second Masters of 2022, Masters Copenhagen, where PaperX, who at the time consisted of the current Na'Vi roster, plus Artist, faced off against fan favorites PaperX during their Benkai era. After going back and forth with each other in the first 4 maps, the Masters Copenhagen trophy would be decided on the final map of the tournament, Breeze. This will be the only time we get to see the old Breeze in such an important deciding position. And it didn't disappoint, with both teams pulling off impressive round win streaks in the first half, ending the half at 7-5. Even though PaperX had the lead going into the final half of regulation, the stats were not on their side. During this specific event, Breeze was a heavily defensive-sided map, with defenders picking up just under 64% of rounds. And quickly that became true, as PaperX picked up both the pistol and eco, as well as taking the lead with the tight B hold in the bonus, as well as winning the round after, putting PaperX up 9-7. And even though PaperX barely was able to scrape a bye together in round 17, they were able to stay alive off the back of an opening kill from Artist and a 2K from Sugetsu, putting it within 1 again. After that, PaperX was back in the game, with them playing the map perfectly, as they started to show that they can attack either site effectively now. And after winning 5 attacking rounds in a row, PaperX has done the improbable and put themselves on championship point. But PaperX didn't come this far to go down without a fight. They opened round 22 by shutting down Artist, making any push onto the site a lot harder. Still, PaperX decided to test their luck towards B, but Devi and Mindfreak were ready for first contact, ending Angel as he pushed onto site. Now with PaperX at a 3v5, this round is over, right? Well, this is where the 4th best Breeze moment happened.
There's the pull, there's the fault line. PaperX holding on.
But Chow, one step closer, Josh, one step closer.
That's got them through the choke point as well. This is where things start to get very dangerous.
Incredibly dangerous, but still Forsaken, performing under the pressure. Sugetsu aims the reset! Absolutely ridiculous! And what a play! 4 kills for the final blow!
And with that absurd 4K by Sugetsu, PaperX won Masters Copenhagen, cementing themselves in the Valorant history books. Now onto the 3rd best moment on Breeze, and this one is the oldest we'll be looking at, as we're traveling back to September 21st during Masters Berlin, where 100 Thieves and Ascent actually faced off in the quarterfinals. At this time, 100 Thieves was no joke, just coming off a major win against Gambit, handing them their only loss on their way to win the Masters. So this team is filled with CSGO veterans and boomers that had some pretty high expectations for them. They were facing off against Europe's Ascent, who made some splashes earlier in the season, winning the regional Masters event, thanks to their superstar CNED and their IGL Bone Cold. So everyone knew that this elimination matchup would be a banger, but no one expected the firestorm that would happen in the final rounds of Breeze. After picking up 8 out of their 12 attacking rounds, Ascent was poised to close out the map on their defense, as 2021 CNED with the defending op in his hand was borderline unstoppable. And after the first 7 rounds of the new half, it seemed that 100 Thieves' run was going to come to an end, as they needed 5 rounds in a row to even force overtime. But this is where 100 Thieves' veteran presence stepped up, as Nitro and Jet showed up, picking up 14 kills to 4 deaths on their attack, with Ascent just looking overwhelmed no matter where they set up. They were able to force it into overtime, where they were able to also pick up the first round of OT, putting them on series point after winning 6 rounds in a row. One more successful attack to finish the 7-12 comeback. And this is where the 3rd best Breeze moment happened.
Now they will stack up towards shop. Actually, one member Steel will push through the wall here, but Nitro found himself some space to work with. Bone Cold and Stars are up behind this wall. Damage exchange. Kilo's actually isolated right there. The crash is perfect.
He's closed the gap. Ethan's coming with another. This could be it. 100 Thieves Thieves on the verge of destroying Ascent, ripping the lead away from them as Zeke and CNED need to rise above, and they can't do it! Nitro to close! A flawless round to win it on! And against the odds, against the round score, against every...
Now let's move on to the second best moment in Breeze history. We see ourselves again in a grand final situation, with Ascent and Gambit facing off in Champions 2021 for a chance to take home the first World Championship in Valorant. The stakes were high, and with Gambit's first map pick, they picked Breeze, a map that has gone their way 6 out of the 7 times they've played it. With their only loss coming against this Ascent team though, this map could set the tone for their entire best of 5. Ascent jumped out to a 9-3 lead where Bonecold and CNED both picked up 11 kills to dominate Gambit's attack. If Gambit wants to activate the infamous 9-3 curse, the whole team needs to step it up. Now onto Gambit's defending side. After picking up the must-win pistol and eco, they lost the bonus in the next round, putting Ascent 2 rounds away from stealing away Breeze from them yet again. With Gambit staring down 11-5 scoreline, someone had to step up, and when called for, the 2 stars of Gambit delivered. Chronicle and Nats put the team on their back and picked up every kill their team needed, shutting down Ascent early every round, with them winning 9 out of the 11 First Bloods, going on a 7-round win streak. But this comeback would be for nothing if they couldn't close out the map during the final round of regulation. With Nat's Viper's pit on A site against Ascent's broken by, it looked all but done, but Zeke peeks Halls and takes Chronicle's head off. While they can't recover the weapon, this forces Gambit to take more chances, where they even it at 4-4 with an aggressive op angle. Now with just 30 seconds left, Ascent is poised to hit A, even with Nats' Viper pit still up. And this is where the second best Breeze moment happened.
Because we know who's there. Redgar this time holds across. CNED finds one. Redgar sprays in. He gets one connection, but it's still going to be Nats, who finally gets denied by Starzo. There's a chance, and he gets ripped away. Redgar, it's 10 seconds. It's over. 13-11. The nightmare resurfaces for Ascent and Gambit.
Now we're at the greatest moment on Breeze in all of Valorant history. We move 1 year forward to 2022 Champs Grand Finals between Optic Gaming and Loud, the third installment of the Valorant's most iconic rivalry in just this tournament alone, with both teams picking up a win over the other. But this is the match that matters the most, the biggest moment in the rivalry ever. After a first map that went Loud's way after 2 overtimes and a dominant bind from Optic, they went to Breeze tied in the series 1-1. With this being Loud's map pick, the pressure is on them to take the lead, and once the map started, the pressure just started to mount for Loud, as Optic came out swinging, winning 6 out of the first 7 rounds. But just when it looked like Optic was going to run away with this pivotal map, Loud clapped back hard, with Les finally showing up to the map, getting 8 kills and only 2 deaths during the 5-round run to close out the half, dead even at 6 apiece. Loud's able to pick up the pistol and eco, but Optic answers back with 2 rounds of their own that force Loud to save early. And for the next 6 rounds, these 2 heavyweights trade blows. Every time Loud put up a successful stop, Optic answered right back with a fragging masterclass. Both teams knew the importance of taking a 2-1 lead in this series. This might as well be a map 5 for these players. And in round 23, Optic took back the lead for the first time since the first half, pushing them to map point. The pressure is yet again on Loud, a position they are no stranger to. They need to act now and deny Optic to push it to OT. Luckily they have Aspas, who finds the dry peeking Marved, getting the first blood for Loud. This is where Aspas goes crazy, peeking again down cave toward the op of EA. This is the most important op duel of the season, and this is where the best Breeze moment happened.
The rest of the team is on the way through caves, just so well, punishing it. Oh, can you believe it? Aspas beheads Crashies. And off towards B we go. Victor and FNS, can he close it, or is it OT again? Less. The angle is gorgeous. The kill towards Victor. The follow-up is there. It's deserved at this point. It's going OT.
And with that insane 3K on A site, Aspas launched us into OT, where Optic and Loud continued to trade rounds back and forth for 2 overtimes before Loud was able to put the map away with a successful A site hold, giving them a 2-1 map lead going into Haven. And of course, the rest is history, with Loud completely demolishing Optic 13-5 with a flawless attacking side, giving them the right to lift the Champions Trophy and ending their official rivalry forever with Loud on top. Now, with all of Breeze's biggest moments recapped, I'm so excited to see how the new changes will affect how many crazy comebacks and insane plays will happen on this tropical battlefield going into the new season. Also, here's a video all about who's the most clutch player in VCT. Super interesting video that I think you'll definitely like, chock full of stats that no one on YouTube is talking about. You can click it right here, and also subscribe.